Welcome in then to the latest edition of Extra Time. How are you, Frank? Are you well?
I'm very well. I'm finishing my kind of holidays because you only people that I work for right now because play is going to be later. And yeah, I work like 3 times a week here. So I'm on Normandy. I'm going to finish the August 30 before going back to Paris, then LA for Skechers. And yeah, life is good. I'm happy.
Perfect. Oh, nice. There we go.
You're going to see me from LA.
Oh, yeah, I cannot wait.
I'm going to work from LA.
Stevie's got to cut the grass tomorrow, not happy? That's Stevie's life. If a big club sacks their manager during the season, like Ten Hag with Manchester United, would it be wrong for Pochettino to leave the US men's national position for a job at a big club, Stevie?
Yes.
Yeah? Because he's made that commitment?
Yeah.
But, he's not going to get Manchester United, is he?
No.
Because if they were going to get him, they could have got him this summer.
Yeah, no, I don't. That would be just... This just would be the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
There are managers that probably would think twice about it, but no, that would be the wrong thing to do.
Stevie, Ten Hag...
Well, that would be disgraceful.
Okay.
That would be disgraceful for me. That's disrespectful to who you signed for. I mean, you got another possibility. Well, bye-bye, I don't care about you. No, you don't do that to any country. But United States is a big country. You have to respect the football. No. You don't do that.
Come on, Frank. If a big TV company came in and offered you 5 times what you're earning now, you'd be off like a shot.
I don't think so. I'm not sure about that. I believe in faithfulness, and I've been working for almost 20 years for ESPN. I will call my boss and what do we do? And we'll talk about it. But I will never... No, I think I will stay. I will stay. I don't care. I want happiness in my life.
This hasn't helped your next contract negotiation, Frank.
Lopetegui didn't quite do that, but did he not take the Real Madrid job?
He took the Real Madrid job before he got before he was supposed to be in charge of Spain. So he kind of did it in a different way, but obviously people saw that as not the right way.
Correct.
Stevie, Ten Hag won a League Cup and finished 3rd in the Premier League in his first season at Manchester United. Given that Arne Slot has inherited a more stable club, how disappointed would you be if Liverpool does not match those achievements as a bare minimum?
Well, that's a good question, that. Quite honestly, right now, if Liverpool were to finish 3rd this season, obviously, you want them to play good football. It would be no fun watching them being garbage and winning 1-0 every week. But right now, I don't have trophies in the back of my head. I've got be at least the same. Don't regress.
Right.
Hopefully you take a step forward, but just don't regress. Because it's tough shoes to fill in Jurgen Klopp.
Yes.
So yeah, I think if Liverpool, if they stayed where they were in 3rd and competed, I would accept that. Obviously, the longer he's there, the more my expectation would rise. But for now, that's kind of where I am.
I'm pretty sure the answer to this question is no, because I'm not sure if any player has experienced what the question is about. Frank, have you ever been part of a squad with as many first-team players as Chelsea? What is the impact of training with 15 or more guys whose futures are uncertain?
No. I don't know how many players we were. I mean, it's different time now. Chelsea wasn't the club that he is now. The impact of training, it's always a pressure, because we play in a game where it's crazy because it's a collective sport, but you also have to think about your career. So you're in competition. You know that inside the squad you have to fight for room in the first 11. So it's complicated where you have to respect everybody, but you have at the same time, that you have to be better than them, so everything is possible. And the pressure and the impact of uncertainty is huge. I never had that pressure, that big chance that I had the trust of any coach that I played under, but I understand for some players it could be awful because you give the best. But the thing is, even if you give your best, but the first 11 are good enough, the coach won't change, and so you will have to be patient. So it's complicated.
When you playing, Stevie, there was 13 players.
Yeah.
In the squad.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then when
too.
did that get bigger?
Me too.
Oh, that didn't. I think it went to 14, maybe in the late 80s.
Right.
And then when the Premier League started, it started growing.
And then when people were like, why do we need all these players?
Yeah.
And now look.
Yeah. I mean, even back then with the squad, see, the thing is, when a player reaches a certain level, you go through the period of time where you're trying to get in the first team. You think you should be playing, but you understand why you're not playing, and there might be somebody ahead of you who's a huge, big name or whatever it is. But there comes a point when you either know you should be playing and you're not, or you need to get away. And the problem is, it takes time.
Sure.
And so it's very difficult. It depends on the character of the person, whether they become a nuisance or get in the way or make it uncomfortable for everybody.
How many do you want when you were in charge at the Revs? Did you have like a magic number of players?
Probably 20.
Right, that's all.
Probably 20.
Right.
Because basically you're trying to get cover for every position. Mm-hmm. And also for training purposes, you need the numbers.
Sure.
So, yeah. But Chelsea's is ridiculous.
Stevie, how do you rate De Ligt and Lisandro Martinez as a centre-back pairing? Oh.
Sorry.
Well, I think if there's challenges in the air to be made, you would hope that De Ligt is the one that makes a challenge and Martinez sweeps up behind. I mean, I wouldn't put it anywhere near the top of my list in the Premier League. I think they've both got basic faults. De Ligt's, in my opinion, is his pace and his first step, and there's no question. Lisandro Martinez's height is a problem when you're playing against teams that have big, physical, strong players. So when balls are coming in the box, I can assure you, Martinez is the one that's at a disadvantage, big time.
Frank, are you okay? You have a bit of a cough? Like, do you need some water or something?
Yeah, sorry, I was coughing, not because of the question. I don't know what happened, but it's okay.
Just excited.
Okay, thank
just
you.
just excited about that thought of a big move.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
De Ligt and Lisandro Martinez. Where do you stand on them, Frank?
It can work. They can work on all qualities and weaknesses of each other. And they will have to talk a lot, but I have to also talk with the players on the side of the defense. But if they are, smart enough, they can handle and compensate each other, and it can work. It's not a perfect pair when you compare to some others. It's not the perfect pair, but they can match and do well. We have to wish them to do well.
Well, just calm down with all that excitement, Frank. God, this is tricky to ask you straight off the bat, but let's see. Who is the most underrated player you ever played with?
That's a tough one, but...
Yeah, go on, Frank.
Go on.
Steve Clark. I played with Steve Clark at Chelsea the first season and a little bit of the second season, I think. And I didn't know Steve. What a soldier, what a warrior. Very smart, also dedicated, also technically good, anticipating every situation. I discovered a fantastic player. I think he was named one of the top, right back, I think, best player of Chelsea ever. Where he had played as centre-back with him, and it worked very well. Very, very good player.
He comes across very angry now as a Scottish manager, Frank. Did he have that same sort of anger within him then?
He was a warrior, but he was calmer than he is now, I would say. I was more vocal than he was, but he had already a certain age. He was already a certain age, and he was more experienced than I was, and he knew all details. He was very, very, very good. Can I name somebody else? Marcus. Marcus playing for Manchester United, of course, Bayern Munich and Barcelona. But when I played with Marc, I think for me was one of the best striker I ever played with, because the way he was capable of keeping the ball, helping the defense to get out. The guy was crazy technically, physically unbelievable. And what a gentleman outside of the field.
Played against shoes. You only had a chance of getting it off him if it was played round his throat.
Because you could just control everything else.
Because everything else, you couldn't get round them. He had the biggest thighs you've ever seen, and he was strong as an ox. So you couldn't get round him. You couldn't get Nick in front of him. You couldn't physically really outdo him because he was so strong. And as Frank said, his touch was fantastic. So, yeah, no, he was tough to play against.
To the original question, underrated? Does someone spring to...
Do you know a guy called Gary Gillespie?
Yeah.
Played for Liverpool. He was at Liverpool for almost a decade. But he never, ever got any sort of appreciation. I mean, you talk about a football-playing centre-back, and everybody goes to Big Alan Hansen, and they talk about Mark Lawrenson, but Gary Gillespie could play football. He's a bit like John Stones when you see John Stones. That's how he used to play, with the ball at his feet.
When I think Gary Gillespie, I think of a different story that you've told.
Which one?
Is that whose wife you set the hair on fire?
No, that was Gary Ablett.
Gary Ablett's hair you set on fire.
Yeah. Yes.
Because you just felt like it.
It just seemed appropriate at the time.
Of course, Stevie. Yes. Yes. Sorry, I got my Ablett and Gillespie mixed up. Have you ever been booed? How did it feel, and did it change your view about the club you were playing for, Stevie?
No.
No. Scotland? Were you ever booed at Scotland or jeered at Scotland, playing for Scotland? Craig tells stories of maybe they were...
No.
Frank?
Oh, well, no.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Actually, sorry, Frank. Yeah. The one time I do remember it more than any other time was we played San Marino away.
Right.
And it was 0-0 at half-time. and the stadium... Well, it wasn't a stadium. The place we played had, like... They had erected these metal seats, like, you know, you go to the college, a wee college somewhere.
Yeah, like the bleachers.
They stuck these bleachers up.
Right.
And we were changing in these horrible cabins. Well, it wasn't even a dressing room. Anyway, all the Scottish fans, there was a little alleyway basically between the bleachers, or two sets of bleachers, and where the cabins were.
Right.
And at half-time on the way through, all the Scottish fans were going absolutely bananas.
Really?
Booing, screaming, wanting their money back. Do you know how much it's cost me to come here? What a waste of money. And I mean, just going absolutely berserk. So not me personally, but just in general, every one of us.
How do you feel when that's happening? You know, is it like, oh, we'll show you in the second half? Oh, well, shut up.
Nah, you just put your head down and keep going.
Right. You won in the end, I assume?
Yeah, we won 2-0. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Just.
Frank, on stage or on the pitch?
Yeah, it happened once on the pitch, on stage. Crazy, on stage. No, we don't have that. On the pitch with Chelsea, we are playing the European Cup. The first tie, I think, was Zurich at home, and Gianluca Vialli was just sacked before. Claudio Ranieri was in the stand, not in charge yet. And I was booed because some media said that I was responsible for the sacking of Gianluca Vialli. And I would say stupidly, and I can say that now, some fans believed that it was true. I didn't have that power to sack Gianluca Vialli, and I regret that every day, because I can't even talk to Gianluca anymore because he passed away. But it was awful for me to feel that I was booed because of that. And I had a very good game, and so at the end of the game I had a good reception by the fans, so they changed their mind. I was happy about that, but it's always in my mind because Chelsea has been such a nice experience for me in my life that the only day they booed me was like being insulted, like crazy.
Frank, thank you very much. Thanks to Stevie as well. Craig Burley is back tomorrow. You can make your own connection.
Oh my God! Good luck. Good luck, Dan.
Yes, thank you very much. The holiday is well and truly over for everyone. Manchester United against Fulham, of course, will be very much our focus.